My name is Caleb, and my profession for the last 10 years has been a truck driver. I finally took a step in my career and swapped companies. I would have been happy to be complacent and tend to my normal schedule, but a buddy of mine told me about the wages, and I just couldn't pass up such an increase. After a good word from him and the whole interview and onboarding process, I finally had my start date. The interview itself was unlike anything I've experienced in the past. The questions I was asked were strange, such as, have you ever abandoned your vehicle? Do you have a fear of the dark? What's your spiritual beliefs? I didn't think twice during the process, but looking back on it, it was very odd. The job was simple. I was to transport dried meat products to a small town. It was also stated the only possible shifts were available at nighttime. This wasn't an issue. I was used to late night shifts, so this looked like the perfect role for me, and all the extra money was all I could think about. When the time came for my first shift, the owner, Hector, gave me some instructions, since he said the GPS can be misleading. I loaded up my truck and saw he also sent me an audio message with the rules. So I plugged in one earbud so I could begin to listen while my journey started. The message began with a generic welcome to the company, but it quickly got into a serious tone, stating the very important rules and how to take them seriously for my safety and longevity at the company. Then he started with the rules.
While you're driving, your high beams are always to be on. You may notice, even with your high beams on, it will be extremely dark. Do not let that be a concern. When you're within your first 10 miles of driving, you may pass a dead-end sign. Ignore this and continue on your route. If your truck lights start to flicker, speed up and drive as fast as possible until the flickering ceases. At this point in the road, you may see an old man hiking along. Stop your truck and ask him where he's heading. If he asks for a ride to the nearest town, let him in. If he says anything else, gun the gas and don't look back. If he does get in, he will ride with you quietly for an hour or so. He will then ask you to stop and let him out. Do what he says, even if you're in the middle of nowhere. As he leaves, do not look at him as he walks in the distance. Just continue driving and don't look back. When you're around 20 miles into your trip, you may start to hear unsettling growling and banging from the rear of your vehicle. You must ignore it. They go away faster if you maintain a consistent speed, so try to do that. When you reach mile 30, your truck radio must be turned off. You cannot just turn it down. It has to be powered off. This is very important. This is because when you hit 25 miles into your trip, your radio will turn on full blast. If it's playing a song, simply turn it down. If you hear static, you must immediately stop your truck, power down, and lay down in your seat with your eyes closed. You'll be tempted to open your eyes due to hearing tapping noises and other sounds outside your truck. Do not open your eyes, even if you hear the door open. Whatever opens your door will sniff around for a few seconds and then close your door. You can only open your eyes when all the noises cease. If you see your driver's side window is fogged up, close your eyes for another minute or so. Only when the window is clear, you can start back up and carry on your way. Once you've reached 50 miles, you'll realize something is running alongside your truck in your mirror. No matter how fast you go, it will always keep pace. I advise you to not drive slower than 60 miles per hour at this point. Maintain focus on the road as you may lose the entity on the upcoming curve. If you notice after the bend it's still following you, speed up and hope you lose it on the next one. There are only 3 curves on this route, so you must make them count. On mile 70, your truck will begin to sputter to a halt. Remain calm and as quickly as possible, get the truck started. Do not look around as it will only make things worse for you. Once you start back up, floor it and solely focus on the road ahead. Once you reach mile 80, you'll begin to feel very hot. The AC will not help you, so don't bother fiddling with it. If you have a hoodie or jacket, take it off, but under no circumstances may you open your windows. During your drive, do not fall asleep. Even knowing most of this route is straight, you may find yourself swerving off a cliff if you begin to doze off. If you need to use the bathroom, only use it between miles 85 and 90. Make sure when you exit your truck, you're always in the light of your high beams. Don't ever step out of the light from your truck. When you turn around, you may notice a person ducking behind your trailer. Ignore them, because if you follow them, you'll always catch them in the corner of your eye rounding your truck. Their goal is to keep you out as long as possible. If you happen to hear a scream while you're relieving yourself, I don't care if you piss all over yourself. Get back in the truck and take off. When the clock hits 3 a.m., your phone will begin to ring. No matter who it is, if it's your mom, girlfriend, or even me, do not answer the call. The caller will try 3 times and then try to send you a text message. You must ignore it and not read any messages. When you finish the delivery, delete it but never read it. By your 100th mile, you may notice a pair of vehicle high beams coming at you from the other direction. If you do, pull over immediately, shut off your lights and vehicle. Wait for them to pass. Do not draw any attention to yourself by honking or waving. When they pass, watch your rear view mirror. If you notice them making a U-turn and circling back towards you, drive as fast as you can and pray you're faster. If you do make it to mile 120, you'll notice the speed limit sign says 20 miles per hour. Do not exceed this speed during this section of your route. Any faster and the noise from your truck will draw unwanted attention. You may only go faster when you see the new speed limit sign. At mile 130, you'll notice a woman on the road waving and asking for assistance. You must ignore her and pass her, maintaining all focus on the road ahead. Once you pass her, look in the mirror. If she's on the road, then you're safe. If not, you'll notice something in the corner of your eye in your passenger seat. Under no circumstances are you to acknowledge anything, and keep looking straight and focusing on the road. Finally, when you hit mile 140, you are finally safe from here. It's a straight shot to the small town. Some final remarks I have to keep in mind is that during your trip, under no circumstances do you turn around at any point. Otherwise, you'll end up driving till you're out of gas. And if that happens, you're as good as dead. Do not use the GPS until you get to the town. If you do, it will route you to an old dirt road that loops endlessly. Once you've reached the drop-off point, the employees there will take care of the rest. Call me if you have any questions.
I took out my earbud and began to chuckle. The old man really had me going. I checked the mile marker and saw that it said mile 10. Then, to my absolute horror, my lights began to flicker